strange thing stomach, somewhere in the realm of beasts, it's Mortal Realms Rumor Mill. I'm 1/3 of the Tabletop Talkers, Lord Commissar Wood, and as always, I'm joined by Josiah, the Heavy Flamer Frya, and Death's Disciple Darian. How you guys doing this week? You got any games in?
I did get some games in, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I got a couple games in myself.
I got to enjoy some games as well.
All right, so who wants to go first? Well, who'd you play?
Well, I played you.
You did play me. In our Path to Glory campaign.
The Path to Glory.
Who else
Path
did
to
you play?
Firestorm. I played Melinda.
Yeah.
It was nice. She totally wrecked me.
Yeah, I think she's got 3 Terrorgeists right now on the field.
Yeah, 3 Terrorgeists, and I believe now it's 3 heroes as well.
Yeah, 3 of the heroes to help heal the Terrorgeist.
Or just tear things up.
Or help well, that one ability that gives them an extra attack really
so
helps,
brutal.
man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man, it really helps.
Yeah. But, like, the mortal wounds I do to flying things just isn't enough to counter the flying monsters that she's throwing at me.
Yeah, isn't there a Barak that deals with flying things as well?
There is, but the inconsequential +1 bonus to this or reroll to that wouldn't really matter much against what I'm dealing with.
Yeah,
like at the end of the day,
that much heavy flying.
At the end of the day, sadly, I'd need like Stormcast or like a full unit of 12 engine riggers.
Yeah. A Death Star of engine riggers would really, work hard on.
And due to Path to Firestorm and the fact that I'm playing the city, I'm kind of
the path
that I'm on.
I'm on that same kind of road. I've had a lot of trouble. It's either been hit or miss, and every time I win, it's through like tactics. I played Stormcast, and I faced a huge Star Soul Mace list, and I was able to finagle my way using just tactics. Not just like I'll set this up because I can technically get more people around this objective by the end of the turn.
Cool.
And even though they're all going to die to Star Soul Maces and Protectors. But it worked. So, yeah, I've had to use my tactics. So I'm really, now that I've got the Lord Castellan, I really can't wait to actually just start playing some pitch battles and playing my Guardians of the Everqueen formation. I'm really into that now. I want to
That's what I'm really
try
happy.
out.
I'm this close to, like, 3 purchases away from finishing my Aether Strike Force for Caradron Overlord.
I know.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So you played against her?
Yeah, I actually got to play a couple.
Okay.
Against also Melinda.
Yeah.
With her 3 Terrorgeists.
How'd you do against them?
My outcome was actually different. I did beat them.
Okay.
So, barely. I had 1 wound at the very end.
Yeah.
So, Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon.
Yeah,
so
that's
pretty good.
Pretty good.
1 versus 3 Terrorgeists.
Yeah. So what was your strategy usually with dealing with the Terrorgeist, the Vampire Lord?
Play far back.
Yeah.
I played defensively.
You just kept like tossing spell, or?
No, actually, the spell was used on Mystic Shields a lot of times to get him with that 2+ armor save.
Yeah.
Be strong with that. But played back and just hoped that she would send 1 in first, and I could hopefully handle that, and it didn't go too poorly. I made a lot of saves. So many saves, probably more than I deserved. So, let me say, it was the toughest fight I've ever had. So.
All right, so what's new in the Age of Sigmar? We've got one of the Advent Calendar books. We've got another one come up a little later for the Underworld's overview. Really cool. But this one about Neferata. She attends a ball held by a deadly rival. I want to know who that is. Do you think that's Manfred von Karstein?
It would either be Manfred or Archon.
It could be Archon, but do you think they would write the book about Archon?
Her cousin.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
well, that's
I
don't remember the name. Yeah, I can't remember either. But yeah, I know who you're talking about.
There hasn't been much mention of mummies.
That's why it'd be perfect.
Yeah. This, and you know, with the death event coming up, there might be some portents, maybe malign, in this thing. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but there's a preview for the new Nurgle tome that's coming out that we totally predicted here on the show. I just want to say we totally predicted it.
Well, it was going to be one or the other.
Yeah. But we said that's the first thing. That's the first thing that's coming up, and we were right. Just want to say that. We were right. They're right at the end of a preview for a battle tome. The brothers Glot are these Glotkin brothers. They're all talking about who did the best for their grandfather, Nurgle or whatever. And then they're like, but there's this new foe that's coming, and one of the brothers is
The
like...
caster.
Yeah, one of the brothers, like the warrior guy, like the Blight Lord, Blight King kind of brother. He's like, oh, what, the Stormcast will beat their ass, man. It ain't no big deal. And he's like, no, not them. I'm talking about people like the Death guys, and they show a big face of Nagash and all these skeletons attacking Stormcast and shit. And he's like, well, we'll beat the servants of Nagash like we beat everybody else we follow. But a big portion of this preview, a good minute of a 3-minute preview, is all about Nagash and how Nagash is rising, the servants of Nagash.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's pretty crazy how they're previewing a battle tome and already saying something about this.
That's
big death
coming.
event. Yeah, it's coming. There's nothing any of us can do to stop it.
It's a good year.
So I think maybe, because this is a brand new book that they're releasing for this calendar, I think that you're probably going to get some cool, maybe malign importance information. Maybe.
We shall see.
All right. So that is called The Dance of Skulls. Sounds pretty cool.
Yes, it does.
All right. So next up we got, of course, as we predicted, the Maggotkin book. Now this is going to be demons, mortals, and a mix of both. So if you want to play just mortals, you'll have a set. Just demons, you'll have a set. You'll have your own like lore. You'll have your own lore for the humans of Nurgle, and you'll have a way to play both. They'll have their own, of course, allegiance ability, which I believe is worked with that dial. So they might sell that with the book, or you might have to buy that on its own. Or it might just be like a chart. Like, oh, instead of having a dial, you just have a chart that says, okay, this turn, this turn, this
The
turn.
Mohawk decapitated head at the bottom of his little totem there looks like Alan Moore.
We got, this is the Lord of Blight, so we'll talk about him a little bit later.
He's got a fig coming up. Was awesome.
Yeah, I love his shield.
That art is
It's both
great.
a fly and a symbol of Nurgle.
Yeah, super awesome, super awesome. Yeah, the art on the book looks amazing. We're going to see some of the previews, some of the stuff we got coming out. So there was a new Lord of Great Unclean One, Greater Demon of Nurgle coming out. That was one of the things we kind of saw early on.
Along with a new Great Unclean One special character.
Yeah, so there's 3 versions. We'll see all 3 here. This is I believe this is not the named one.
Yeah, that isn't the name one.
This is the Herald that they have coming out for Nurgle. I love, or I believe it's a Herald musician. So he's got like some sort of like heart bagpipes or lung bagpipes, and he's love the little singing Nurgling.
Yeah, that's
But
great.
he's super, super cool. Even his
I
staff
bet
is like
that's
screaming.
I bet that's a Nurgling inside that tied up inside that little thing.
Yeah,
And a stick.
probably. Super, super cool. Now, this is the other guy. I don't have their names, but he's a Scrivener.
Oh, that's that was one of the rumor mill picks.
Yeah,
That feather. It was a quill.
yeah.
Huh.
Look at that.
Very nice.
That's what it was for. We thought it was definitely Elven. We're like, oh, this got to be Elven.
Yeah, or
But-
like a feather in a big crazy empire hat. or something.
Maybe we'll see those arrows that we saw too.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll see those. But super cool. I don't know what that is on its shoulder, but that's badass.
That's his mouth.
That's his mouth?
Yeah,
Oh,
look
okay,
how it's-
yeah. I see. Ah, okay.
My
That's
eye
awesome.
is drawn to the albino Nurgling gnawing at the bottom of his.
Yeah, so as he's writing shit down.
Ooh,
there,
I like how he's keeping the scrolls in both his intestine and just loose flesh holes.
Oh, yeah,
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah, super cool fig. Another Herald of Nurgle. So this is another one of, I believe this is the named character one?
No, this is the basic Great Unclean.
That's the basic rating?
Yeah, because he
That's
has
so
the plague
good.
flail and the giant plague sword.
I love the little armored Nurglings. It's like a little Nurgling hero here.
Yeah, with a cape and
Yeah,
a sword.
he's so cool.
I
man.
want to put that on,
Let's try
on
and
just a
zoom in
base
on
on
it
his
a little
own
bit.
and make
And
that.
look, he's cut like in
Yeah.
his horns.
Yeah,
He's like a little Great Unclean One.
Yeah,
That's all the
he's
Nurglings
so-
are, a little Great
He's just
Unclean.
an unclean one, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes.
He's a not so great Unclean one.
Yeah. He's got his little sensor ball. They're super cool. I always like the happiness of
Yeah.
Nurgle demons. They seem to be really stoked about everything that's going on.
That's awesome.
This is the name character?
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, his name...
And he's got a little version of him, even. A little shaman nurgling here.
Yeah, he's all buggy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, super awesome figs, man. They needed a new one, and we'll get to see the stats here in a second, because they also kind of previewed those.
I want to see what that wrist looks like from a different angle, because it kind of looks like there's a whole face in his arm.
Yeah, it does. Like, you see the eye here, and like, it's probably just like partially.
Yeah.
Maybe that tentacles are supposed to be like the hair of the face.
That'd be cool. I like how his hand looks like it's casting a spell.
Very, very cool.
I think he is a caster.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
well,
he's
they're all
definitely a caster,
casters.
Yeah, they're all greater demons. I don't think the corn.
No, of
he's
course
against
not.
magic.
Okay, yeah.
But the greater demons are pretty much casters. Cool. He'll probably be a pretty powerful caster.
A lot of maggots coming out of his mouth.
But we see this is the stat line for them. So they've got 16 wounds. They got a 4+ save, 10 bravery. Demons always have 10 bravery. Move of 5. That's pretty good. So this is just the regular description of one.
So it looks like, just from the description that they have, the basically like the Doomsday Bell, or we both of them earlier, the Bell and the basic, or both the basic Great Unclean one.
Yeah. It's just two different versions of the basic.
Yeah. Oh, and the Nurglings. The Nurglings on his base will probably have their own little attack.
They might, yeah.
Because it looks like a host of
attacking with their razor sharp teeth.
Yeah.
All right, so this is I believe one of the abilities that the named character has. So streams of Ragged Fishing hero phase. Roll a dice for each enemy units within 6 of Rotigus, which is, I believe, the named.
Rotigus is the it was his name. I kept on thinking Kugat, but that's the name of the old named Great Unclean one.
So Rotigus. So on a 4+, the enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. And now that's for everyone. That's every unit that's within 6. So you get him in there close to combat, it's going to be pretty dirty. Any units that can fly suffer D3 mortal wounds on a 6+ instead of 4. So it's a little harder for him to get to them. Understandably, they can fly kind of above his rot, his rot, that he's doing. So Deluge of Nurgle has casting value 7 successful cast. Roll 7 dice for each roll that equals or beats the Deluge of Nurgle value shown on the damage table above, which we don't know yet. You can pick an enemy unit that is visible to the caster, and that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. If this spell affects more than one enemy unit, you must pick a different enemy unit for each D3 mortal wounds.
Now that's an interesting, because we can assume that the Deluge of Nurgle is a wounds-based thing. So it's a spell that's based off of his wounds, is how much damage you're taking. It's neat.
Yeah, I like that. It's a lot similar to the Calling Down the Stars with like the Star Drake, but it definitely specifically says different units. So you're not going to get some crazy stack.
Like everything on this one.
So it's still that's pretty fucking deadly.
Yeah.
But a lot less deadly than Rain of Stars. So it's a cool, and it's not that much of a casting value. I am very happy with the casting value in that spell. I don't feel it's too overpowered or everything, so it's pretty cool for Rotigus to have this.
I'm curious how that spell will interact if Nurgle gets any casters, or he's fielded with casters that have all the spells of Chaos Wizards on the table. Because then it would be based off of another person casting the spell would be based off of
or if you learned it in the Witch Fator,
if you learned it off the
Blue Scribes,
you would still. It says in the spell description, consult the wounds chart.
Yeah, so maybe you would have to take your wounds and account on his chart. Like, well, what if I have taken 2 wounds?
That's weird. You would either do that, or you would do it off of his wounds because it's him.
Well, it says his chart, the damage table. So that means when we get to see the stats, it's going to give us, on a 2+.
Yeah,
on a 2+, you'll do D3 mortal wounds, and once he takes 0
so
to 3,
you would use the damage table. So you'd say, I have suffered 3 wounds. So what does it say on your damage table? On the Deluge of Nurgle,
unless you're a crazy monster, you're never going to get any benefit from that.
Or maybe you can't use it because you don't have the Deluge of Nurgle.
Yeah, that'd be true. You don't have that chart.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll have to
That'll
say
be
something
an interesting
about it.
FAQ later.
It definitely will. I would say you can, though, and I would say that's how I would work it.
I would work it that it would operate off of his damage.
Wounds chart?
His wounds charted because it's his chart. Like you're
but it's a chart. It's not how many he's taken. You're using his chart. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Agree
weird.
to disagree.
Oh, agree to disagree. Agree.
Agreed. All right, so shit, we passed an extra one, so we'll go back. Now, Eye of Nurgle. This is a new relic that will be available in the book that they're previewing here. We'll kind of zoom in on it. All right, so once per battle at the start of your hero phase, you can roll 2d6 if there are any enemy models within 12 of the bearer. The result is exactly 7, so it has to be exactly 7. Closest enemy model to the bear is slain. That can be really huge. It can be really huge.
And it's pretty easy to roll 7.
That's
On
the
two
average
dice.
roll.
Yeah.
That's the average roll, is a 7.
So, Zinj expects you to roll 6s all the time.
Yeah.
Nurgle just expects you to roll average.
Yeah, if you can roll average. So, I think that's pretty awesome. It's something that would probably rarely actually work.
But it's
But
once
when
per
it,
battle.
but it, yo, that could be
Bro.
huge. All right, that Star
Alright.
Drake's the closest thing to me, bro. Just take
You
it.
give
Get
that,
out of here.
or you give it to a greater demon. Those
Yeah.
guys are big.
It's true. So they take up a lot of space, the base and everything. Oh yeah.
Well, we don't know whether that's a demon artifact or a mortal artifact.
Yeah, we don't
or even
know
if
that
there's
yet.
a difference in their book.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be.
Yeah,
There
there was with
usually
Zinj
is,
and there
yeah,
was with
yeah.
Khorne, so.
All right, Blades of Putrefaction. Blades of Putrefaction, I believe this is one of the things that the Blight, Lord of Blights has, actually. Blades of Putrefaction has a casting value of 7. If successfully cast, pick a friendly unit within 14 of the caster that is visible to them. Until your next hero phase, hit rolls of 6 for that unit, inflict 1 mortal wound in addition to any other damage.
Very nice.
That's very, very nice. Now that's addition to any other damage.
Which the Blight Kings have a crazy, on a 6 to hit or to wound, they have D6 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's D3 or something like that, I believe.
Yeah.
Or it might be D3. We'll have to see. But yeah, I know they have some sort of ability that also gives them mortal
procs
wounds
on a 6.
Yeah.
Good.
It's either
So-
more damage or mortal wounds on
Yeah.
a 6, so regardless, it's
Serious
crazy. So
thunder.
Thunder!
All right.
Oh, that's Stormcast.
So, speaking of malign portents, we've actually gotten another one of the heralds. This is the Herald of Destruction. This, I believe, I forget the name of it, but it was like a fungus.
He is the Shroom Seer. or
Shroom
something to
Seer,
that
yeah,
effect.
Mushroom Seer or
Fungus Seer.
Fungus Seer.
Regardless, he's got
Yeah.
he's got a mushroom instead of a brain.
As you can see, the cordyceps shroom has popped out of his skull there. I like the metal chin.
And nose.
Yeah, super, super awesome.
Well, it makes a moon from the side. And he's a bad
Okay.
moon.
All right. So just like here on his sickle.
Yep.
Is this some sort of squig?
Yes.
Sort of
Because
squig?
that clan is all about the squigs. It'll probably have it probably shoots out spores. That's like either a thing in close combat or range that's just
Super,
Gas
super
cloud.
cool, man. I think it's finally cool. Night Goblins got a little love.
got a little bit
Yeah,
of love. I
yeah,
like
got
it.
a little bit of love.
It's
I dig
tempting too because I checked out their battle line and squigs and squig hoppers are battle line if you're Moon Clan allegiance.
Moon Clan. That's awesome. They're super cool, man. I love this fig. It goes to show we've seen the other two. We've seen the War Queen.
The Dark Oath War Queen
and
the Knight of Shrouds.
Knight of Shrouds. Yes, we've seen those two.
So all that's left is Orders Champion,
And
I
we're all
hope it's
thinking
not.
Stormcast.
We know it's going to be a Stormcast, but we hope it's not.
It's gonna be a dark elf.
Would that be badass if it was just a human, just like a human, like priest, like just a badass mustachioed priest with a hammer? That would be. That's what I hope. That's my hope. A mustachioed.
It'd be upsetting if it was something that you can't feel the
Okay.
proper army with. There's a lot of factions in Order that need some love. And
Yeah. Elves.
Elves have
Elves have at least gotten Warhammer Quest heroes.
Yeah.
You know, what has humans gotten? Shit, except for stuff they've already had.
Well, they did get the one Warhammer Quest hero.
But that was something they already had, wasn't it?
Oh no, he has a different ability. He can heal any Order unit in the.
So they didn't have those priests before?
They didn't have Excelsior War Priests. They just
Okay.
had Sigmarite War Priests.
Gotcha. So he's like, instead of a chaplain, he's an interrogator chaplain.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. All right. So, okay. They've had one.
They could use another.
They could use another. And they've kind of, like with Tenebrel Shard and with the Mistweaver, they're kind of trying to base a lot of their future aesthetics, I believe, what rumors have had.
All of the rumors I've heard is the next release is like Tenebrel Shard and whatever her name was, Mistweaver.
Yeah.
Were like, okay, which of these two elf aesthetics do you like?
Yeah.
And people liked Mistweaver more than Shard, so they're going with a Mistweaver aesthetic for the next elf release.
I can see that. And she's kind of a mix of all the
because
elf races anyway.
Yeah, because the High and Dark and Wood Elves all got united under Malekith, and then he got the name Malarian.
So here
Maybe
we go.
he's the Mal in Malimportance.
So we've had a couple more previews of malign importance. We've got the Comet, I believe it was called, or the Falling Star.
Yeah, the Falling Star, because the Comet always has two tails.
Always has two tails. This is the Falling Star. This is a recent one that I had to take a screenshot of because I couldn't find a picture anywhere else.
Wait, let me guess. The triangles?
The Asylum.
My next guess was going to be the Room.
And it's the same kind of thing. And there was one more. The Village.
Yes, I remember the Village.
That's just people floating with their eyes all fucked up. So
floating
maybe
with their
free
eyes.
peoples as undead?
As somebody brought something up in a thread I was reading earlier, there are mortal worshippers of Nagash. What about expanding on the Death Mages faction with just a lot of mortal worshippers of Nagash? You have like a neophyte necromancer unit that's kind of like Zine Sharkanites cultists, but they're Nagash cultists, so they are withering and whatnot, and they're just horrible in close combat, but they're like, just throw them at the enemy. And
well, if we zoom in on this picture a little bit, they look maybe slightly zombified, but they don't look like dead.
Yeah,
dead,
they look more malnourished than zombie.
Yeah.
So, my money's on mortal Nagash worshippers.
Yeah, I would hope so. We've also, believe in Lord of the Undeath, the Realm of the Realm Gate Wars books that Nagash was featured heavily in. They talk about a war grove that's friendly with Nagash. They actually tend to the dead that are in the roots of the war grove, and they're very friendly with these people. So I don't know. We might get some maybe free cities, but all dealing with death, where you can add humans,
slow vanish.
Because some of these previews have all been
there's
not dead things, just.
I read an excerpt from one of those.
So Stormcast that you can have in your undead army, and
because they died. There's an interesting excerpt. It's a discussion between Archon and Neferata.
This friggin' hair is going to kill me.
And in it, they're talking about how Nagash has pretty much been insane since Archon beat him up.
Yeah.
And Archaon. Don't want to confuse him with Archon the Black.
Yeah.
And he's just been unable to handle I am an absolute thing. I am death. Death doesn't get defeated.
Yeah.
And he's just can't handle it in his head, Nagash. And Archon the Black is he used to be better than this. Upstairs. He doesn't know how he remembers, but he knows Nagash was better
he's
than
it's
this.
my memory's a little hazy, but it seems like he was better than the Lord of Undeath was cooler than this.
Yeah. And Neferata's what happens when he dies? Just straight up, out of the blue. What happens when he dies? And Archon's he cannot die. He is death. Death cannot die. And he's just and she just gives him a look.
She's all right. But what if?
Yeah, but what if?
Let's just talk about some what ifs. But
and they kind of
Manfred's still a thing. I don't know if you knew that.
They start wasping back and forth at each other for a few more comments, and then he goes, "You sound like Manfred now," and she goes, "That's low, even for you." Just it reminded me of
Manfred could end the whole fucking world. Yeah, with a knife below, he can end the whole fucking world. So yeah, even death may die. All right, we go back to the beginning. So that signals the next segment of the show, Epic Battles.
Yeah.
Epic battles! Epic battles!
Epic Battles is where we take a character from the Age of Sigmar and Age of Sigmar lore, and take a character from anywhere else, and we put him in our arena to fight to the death for our amusement. Now, that being said, first up this week, in honor of the movie Bright that just came out on Netflix, very contentious movie. Some people like it, some people don't. I closed that. Alright, so we have a Swordmaster of Hoeth. That's the only artwork I could find that wasn't a fig. Versus the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith. Alright? So, we've seen him fight some elves that were pretty quick with blades. And he had a shotgun. He did some alright stuff, but he pretty much got fucked up the whole time by elves with blades. Now, he's got a bigger blade.
Warhammer elves are a different creature. And
I don't think their swords are enchanted like Swordmasters of Hoeth.
no, but they are made of a Lithamar, which is Warhammer Fantasy Mithril.
Okay. So, he tries to block it with a shotgun or something. It's just going right through the shotgun.
Yeah, it's going to cut through the shotgun.
Alright.
If the dwarves...
Alright, well, with that happening...
So, okay,
also,
let's give him his
fresh
orc
freaking
partner.
prince.
Let's give him his orc partner.
Alright.
So he's got his orc partner, who kind of is more useless than he is.
Yeah.
If you think
No,
about
hold
it.
on.
And
Does he have the wand?
no.
No.
Alright.
Yeah, we didn't give him all the bright. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's the thing. He has the legacy of Kurnoth or the Syrian or something.
Yeah.
So he always strikes first.
This is true. He always strikes first.
With
But-
a great sword.
But in the new Age of Sigmar, nobody always strikes first.
Unless you have an ability on your war school that says
and
you always strike
I don't
first.
believe he does.
They don't, but he can block bullets with his sword.
Yes, they can block bullets with the sword. So shotgun, ching ching. That's no big deal.
Well, a shotgun would be like a spray. I don't think
Yeah,
you can
he
stop
could do the
all of
whole.
it.
If he's moving so fast, he would just get the whole thing.
That's
It's almost like a fan of a blade because it's moving so fast. You know, you could just see it in the air, coming at him slowly, like all Spider-Man
like a
style.
bunch of bees.
So he'd need 2 guns. He'd use 2 pistols.
So he has an orc partner. Him and his orc partner just pow, 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 from behind the car. Can he get to them?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Without getting shot completely?
Without getting shot completely? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'd say
Shot enough to give them an edge?
No.
Okay, so let's say one of them shoots him. All right, he gets shot in an unarmored section, so his leg. He gets shot in the leg.
Yep.
I think he's still faster.
Yes!
Yeah, I think the blade's still better than both their guns. I think as soon as he leaps over the car, they're like, blah! Man, that's where they get him. They shoot him right in the leg as he leaps over the car.
This
He
guy
just-
charges Empire gun lines with a lot more dudes with shooting musket balls.
Probably just doing a figure 8 kind of motion, like what you would use to break spears away, but, with their swords.
Musket balls aren't as accurate. Nowhere near as
Yeah,
accurate.
yeah,
They aren't
they
as
have-
accurate, but they are way more damaging. Like that was proven. They just do more physical trauma.
I'd say no, man, because they're cops. They're not firing hollow points. They're slugs. They're firing slugs.
They're probably firing slugs, but they're probably if you say they're going to use their service pistols,
Oh, fair.
that's 9mm. That's just a regular 9mm.
High velocity round.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that's any. It's more accurate,
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
Oh yeah. There's no
Um,
chance. And if we're putting them in the arena, it's definitely within pistol range right from the start.
Yeah.
But
And-
elven fucking quickness.
This is true.
I
have to give it to Elven Quickness.
They moved a whole. I don't remember what their speed is now, but I'm sure it's at least 1 to 2 inches greater than the basic human movement speed. And they even said in the movie, orcs are big and
They're
slow.
probably 6 or 7.
Yeah.
My trees are mostly 7. I would think they're probably 7, just the speed.
They can keep up, and they'd make the Wood Elves the same speed as everybody else, and we know the Wood Elves will be able to move the same speed as... Alright, yeah.
Yeah, I would say,
The
yeah.
Swordmaster.
Yeah, definitely Will Smith doesn't stand a chance. So even in this movie, this wasn't a prophecy.
Freaking Elven
He
Master
does.
Race.
Alright, so our next battle is...
Kairos Fateweaver versus... Look down here. Dr. Fate.
Alright. So, both kind of powered by fate. One head can only see the future, one head can only see the past.
Actually, it's just the name with him.
Well, he works for the things of fate. Like, he takes people out of time
He
because
works for
fate
the-
says they're gonna die.
He works for the Great Convocation of Order to fight the great people, the dude who's sent out to represent the Great Convocation of Chaos.
He wins because he can make himself exist only in the present. If he simultaneously hides himself from the future and the past and exists only there, he cannot see him.
He'd have to know that. He probably would, though.
Well, because he's also, like, he is the hand of fate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, you can kind of say there, like, he isn't literally powered by fate.
Oh, no,
he just knows the fate
Yeah,
of everything.
yeah.
He's seen it in the past and he sees it in the future.
Yeah.
So he knows it's fate. So he's kind of like the hand of fate.
Oh, totally.
So, coming into contact with something like this, Kairos would see it coming, but he would know it's coming.
They both...
Like,
it's like
he would know it's like, oh, this is a thing that's
Dr.
happening.
Manhattan has to fight Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah,
It's
exactly,
like,
yeah.
We both know it's coming, and we both know what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah. And Kairos would still go knowing he's going to be defeated because it doesn't matter.
Yep.
He'll just be remade,
Yeah.
It
It's
isn't like
fate.
there isn't like something really great's going to happen for him. Yeah. So we got it. I think he would know exactly what to do. We gotta give it to him. We gotta give it to him.
Dr. Fate.
It'd be a cool magic battle and probably one issue. Just a
Yeah.
lot of spread pages
Well,
and...
Well, for argument's sake, what kind of things can Kairos bring?
So he is a really powerful caster, right? So his some of his war scrolls, like if, when he casts a spell, you change the lowest dice to meet the highest dice. He has Infernal Gateway, which I believe is a casting value of 8, I believe. It's either 8 or 9. But with that ability, it's usually very easy to cast. You just got to get a 5. And it's roll 9 dice, and I believe on every 4+, it's Mortal Wound. So it's pretty dirty. I would say, magic-wise, though, they're probably about on the same level. I would say if we had Dr. Fate in a war game, he would probably have some sort of like maybe he could change one of the dice or re-roll a dice during a casting.
Yeah, well, he'd be one of those Tyrion's or Lord Croak characters.
Yeah, very
Just
like high level.
Exceptionally expensive, but worth it in the magic phase.
Yeah, worth in the magic phase.
Or hero phase, as it were.
And so if they're comparable in magic, they're comparable. Like one thing that I kind of like about Kairos that isn't mentioned a lot, or Kairos, or just Tzeentch in general, is they don't mind if their own plans get thwarted. They like schemes.
Yeah.
And if a better scheme is plotted against them, they see it, they're like, oh, I like this, let's play this out. This is great. This is going to be great,
This is the...
Because, he might see this as a grand fucking event.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
the one head would spend the whole time like, okay, before it, all right, I'm gonna watch this, I'm gonna learn what I can, on how the other side of, they do fate magic.
Yeah.
And then once the event's already happened, the other head does the same thing, but, in the past
exactly,
sense.
like, wow, that was crazy.
What
how
can
they
I learn
actually
from
did.
this?
Yeah, exactly. So he would treat it great. He would treat it as a thing, but he would eventually, I think.
Yeah.
I think you have it right. He would keep himself in the present in some crazy way.
Just
and do
some
something
spell
where he isn't thinking about any of his movements or anything and just doing them.
That's just assuming Dr. Fate can be Loki Pokey'd and wouldn't just leave as soon as we
Either one of them. Either one of them. Yeah. Kairos, I don't think we'd have to. I think we'd just say, hey, we want you to fight that guy over there. He's like, I know. And one goes,
I like it.
no, we didn't. Because one always has to lie, one always has to tell the truth. Alright, so our last battle is...
A great unclean one.
Alright, versus...
Mr. Clean.
Alright, he has the power to get things clean. Now...
Not just anything.
Yeah.
Everything.
99.9% of germs.
Mr. Clean is the cleanest.
So, is 99.9% enough to kill a great unclean?
I think so, because he's got Nurglings on there, so it would be every single thing but one Nurgling.
One
All
little
it takes is
Nurgling, but that's
one.
all it needs.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Alright, I think...
What if it's that Nurgling with the cape and the sword?
right.
You know?
Right,
It's like,
now, here's the thing. Mr. Clean is already outnumbered by the Great Unclean One because the Great Unclean One is accompanied by Nurglings. So I
And
think we should
everything that's
give
in
him
them, too,
Scrub and
like,
Bubbles.
Like, okay,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, that's even
He's
more
got an army of
devastating
Scrub and
because
Bubbles.
Scrub and Bubbles
But
do the
it's not-
same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you send them and it's 99.9% of a Great Unclean One destroyed. And
Not
See, like,
necessarily.
Everything in a Great Unclean One has some living thing trying to kill you in it. So, if, like, you get a little bit of this on your skin, just a little bit of a slime on your skin, that has so much bacteria, it's going to get into your pores. You're going to have some sort of
Alright.
external dermatitis.
Let's say
flesh-eating
he
bacteria.
tries to punch the Great Unclean One. His fist, just slurps inside.
But he's made of pure bleach.
not even pure bleach, just pure
Like-
mustard gas. He's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
bleach and
He's got,
ammonia in there.
like he's every cleaning chemical there is.
He's
He's
like
made
Mr.
of
Clean.
He's Mr. fucking clean, man.
Bro,
I
he,
don't
he
think-
punches with the power of pine saw. All right.
Alright,
yeah.
so this is like, how much mass is Mr. Clean versus how much Clean is...
Yeah, exactly. Like how it can be.
Because I'm going to consider the Scrub and Bubbles versus the Nurglings as a stalemate.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
half
So that
of the
takes
Scrub and
out all the
Bubbles are going to
Nurglings that
succeed,
are-
but the other half are just going to get eaten by Nurglings.
Yeah.
Or stabbed or
Yeah,
whatever.
and that might kill the Nurgling because he ate.
Yeah,
Scrub
but there's
and
more.
Bubbles.
But there's
But
still
they take-
unclean there, so
Yeah.
a Nurgling will pop out of the puddle
Exactly.
that it was.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a stalemate. It ends. All right. So we've just got the Great Unclean One versus a Mr.
Because it's
Clean.
not like it's one punch clean. You gotta do
He's
some-
like what, this big? Next to the Great Unclean
He
One?
can just slip right in there.
You could just jump in and start clenching
Cleaning.
around.
Magic
All
eraser
right.
and shit.
So, but that's just it, Darian. He is just as much filth as he is clean, if not more so, because he's a greater.
So the manifestation of clean versus the manifestation of nasty.
What is the
Dirty.
mass of a great unclean one? Because then we just figure out how many Mr. Clean products have been created since it was first began.
All right,
And
Mr.
that
Clean
amounts-
has a minuscule presence in the warp compared to even a great unclean one.
No, I'm just talking about mass. You
I-
said mass, so how big
That's
is
when
it?
people have a really strong emotion about getting something clean.
Yes.
Exactly.
So that's not very often by many people. So like,
All right.
like that, because everybody just kind of wants stuff to be clean. You don't have a very strong emotion.
It
Like,
just
God
needs
damn,
to
this
be
needs to get clean.
Mucky. And,
Yeah. Hoarders are,
He doesn't do 100%, Darian. So
I
there is
gotta say
still
the greater
unclean.
one. Yeah.
He would
yeah.
become Mr.
He doesn't
Unclean
do-
through
but
the laws
If
of
we're-
chaos
if we're
corruption.
going to go through, okay, I'm going to pull out plot armor. I'm going to pull out plot armor here because I thought about this.
And I'm
I
going to
thought
counter
really hard
with
about
power.
this.
All right, let's go.
All right. That is just a regular great unclean one. Can it be defeated?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Clean has never had a mess he couldn't clean up in the time span of a commercial. Not once. His record is, dare I say,
Now,
spotless.
if you think about it, dare I say, now if you think about it, when you see him in commercials, there is an entire room of nasty that he gets clean, and they show you all kinds of nasty that he could clean.
But it's so much nasty that it, like, a whole planet of nasty is not enough nasty to represent a great unclean one. It is, like,
But
how...
we haven't seen a commercial where they attempted to clean a whole planet.
But if anyone would do it in a commercial, it
Darian,
would be him.
its existence is a concept of filth so vast, the human mind cannot properly perceive it.
We could say the same thing in opposite for Mr. Clean.
But
That
we've
he
had
represents.
99.9! There's
But that's
still
a
a
claim.
0.1%.
But that's a claim they say all products
but
do.
what
That's
if-
not anything Mr. Clean says.
What if Mr.
Mr.
Clean...
Mr. Clean never speaks!
Mr. Clean, he winks at you. He's got the people's eyebrow.
Those baby blues.
And he laughs. The great. I want the great. I don't think I can't back down from this. I think a great unclean one is greater than Mr. Clean.
What is the manifestation in our minds of clean? Who represents that more than anything? Mr. Clean.
But things can always get dirty after they get been cleaned.
They can always be clean.
It is.
Not if you run out of Mr. Clean.
But he.
But
never
dirty
does.
things can always be clean.
Not him.
You can't get him dirty. This is what I'm saying.
So,
Like, anything you
all
can
right.
say about him.
So
Like, he's the manifestation of everything that has ever been
All right,
dirty.
so we
He
have-
is the manifestation of everything that has ever been cleaned.
So at the end
Everything
of the
that
day,
has ever been cleaned.
So there's only two options.
So good.
So there's only two
Draw.
options.
All right.
Two options. We have one of those silly unstoppable force immovable object things here. They either do nothing to each other because of the nature of their
He is
concept.
the demon of clean.
I get it. Or
Okay.
they destroy each other completely.
How about this? All right, Mr. Clean.
One- it's one or
Like a
the
time
other.
cop, like boom.
Well,
Yeah, either time cop boom,
All right.
or like I'm trying to think of a good example of two things that you would expect to be like but
Or
they
they
end up
fight
just,
eternally forever.
yeah, like a thing.
Forever, like Mr. Clean gets him all done, and then the Great Unclean One just slops crap all over Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "No, I'm actually all clean."
Yeah, they're
and then
They're
they
a
start
yin
over.
yang.
well,
Constant.
I would say it goes like this: Mr. Clean walks in, throws his famous wink, punches the Great Unclean One in the face. The power of Clean destroys the Great Unclean One, while in the explosion, Muck covers Mr. Clean. Alright? And with his shirt dirty, which it has never been before, he dies from shame.
Well, it wouldn't be shame, it would be a negation of his concept.
Yeah, it'd be
Mr.
a-
Clean
yeah.
cannot be dirty.
What if it's
Yeah.
his shirt that gives him his powers? So when the shirt finally gets dirty,
I believe-
the
There's
mortal
probably
being...
been a shirtless
just
Mr. Clean.
thank you. And he dies.
Okay, now, the dream team to do this. Mr. Clean, the brawny man, at least 600 scrubbing bubbles.
They ride in on Downy Bears.
They ride in on Downy Bears. A bunch of doves.
Or the Cottonelle Bears.
The-
You know?
Yes.
There you go.
There we go.
Bath bombs dropped by doves.
Yeah. Bathroom bombs dropped by doves.
So that's all of his demons, or for,
Yeah,
for his codex.
Yeah.
So the Mr. Clean
Codex.
Codex is Codex Clean.
Codex Clean.
Can we agree on a draw here?
I'd say we would draw.
It's the
I'm not going to give it to either one of them
Because
when
it's
you
just-
think about it, they're both everything that is the thing that
Yes.
they're supposed to be.
What if he's got a sword? What if he's got his sword?
Again, he's going to go inside and he'll slash inside of himself, but
The sword.
because it's a plague sword.
We don't know if
Clean.
we don't know enough about Mr. Clean to know if he's ever had
That's
a weapon.
true.
He might have a mop.
There is no deep Mr.
You know what I
Clean
mean?
lore.
Yeah. He might have a
So-
mop that he could like fucking block the sword with or something.
Get on that. If you can
Is
create
Mr.
Mr. Clean lore,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would
Or if you guys
love
have
it
any,
and
leave in the
amazing.
comments if
Yeah.
you know about any weapons that Mr.
Now
Clean
I
has
want
used.
to see like a 40k army with like a bunch of Roombas and scrubbing bubbles.
make it
and-
happen.
Dyson backs and shit.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us to the end of epic battles. We're gonna leave this one a draw. So we had one for the Age of Sigmar, one for outside of Age of Sigmar, and then one draw. So that's a perfectly even epic battle. So you
That
can't get more
is-
even than that. All right, so we're gonna move on to better know a unit.
Now that was a yeah, he could clean up that guy
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because he's still mortal.
Oh yeah. He could totally destroy him. He's not even been demonized
Like
yet.
One Punch
Or we
Man.
could
Just
save him.
One
Yeah, just save him.
punch!
So, this is the Lord of Blights. Now, we saw one of his abilities earlier, one of the spells. And then, now this is one of his abilities here that he's able to give to stuff. So, it's Magnificent Bounty. At the start of each of your shooting phases, you can pick one friendly Putrid Blight Kings unit that's within 3 of this model. That unit can shoot in that shooting phase using the Munificent Bounty, Death's Head, missile, weapon shown above. Now, it isn't that great of an attack. It doesn't have any rend. It's 4+, 3+. It's got a decent range, 14 inches. That's better than a lot of 12-inch attacks that most people get. It's one shot, but I think it actually adds a lot, especially if you have a 10-man unit or 15-man unit of Blight Kings. This definitely gives you some much-needed range support that they just don't have right now.
You're not wrong.
He's just an amazing model, man.
He is.
That
The only
shield's
thing that
incredible.
the shield is great.
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't like about it is the maggots in his gut look a little flat.
They do look a little flat. I don't know if that's the paint or if that's
Yeah,
the
like,
way it is. Because it does look a little lumpy over
I
here.
think it might.
but
It's
it does
probably
look
just
very
the
flat
angle,
there.
but that's
the way
the
the light
only.
hits it.
Man,
That's the only thing is that looks a little
I
flat.
love the heads. The heads are awesome.
Oh, I noticed there's an eye in that.
Yeah, still got an eye in this one. Super cool.
Mm-hmm.
This one looks like it's all like got some rot coming out of it. Super cool, man. I love this model. Especially with that ability. I don't know if that's going to be a hero ability. We haven't seen him yet, but this is definitely going to be one of the
By the way,
heroes of the
he's
army,
like
the
this
mortal
tall
heroes.
with the standard.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
like as big as an ogre.
Oh, nice, man.
He stands a good head and shoulders taller than the other.
Yeah, and he's very Blight King reminiscent. You
Yeah,
know,
he's
very
the
much
big
like
Blight
Nurgle.
King.
Big Blight King. He's going to be the hero, I believe, for one of the heroes. So we saw some of the Nurgle heroes with the Great and Clean one. We saw some of the Nurgle heroes with the heralds. So the guy with the snout going around him, the Scrivener, and the other herald with the bagpipes. So I believe this is going to be one of the mortal heroes. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing this on the battlefield, just with that ability right there. Definitely going to see it out there.
Oh yeah.
That'd be nice if it was just an ability he had, where he could just, I'm near some Blight Kings, I just give him there. He'll be maybe one of the more support heroes, so you don't need to have Measure General to have that hero ability. You just have an ability that you can do during the
Do you think they're going to have yet another different Nurgle-based ability? Or are they going to still use the dial?
I think the dial. But it'll be like a chart. I think it'll be like, because the dial is just basically when you turn a dial, it's the same
you know what
thing
the
as
next
going
one's
down
gonna
the
it's
chart.
like-
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's going to just be like a chart.
Okay.
This turn you get this. But it's all predetermined. It's like using a resource in HeroClix, but knowing all the results each turn.
Okay.
So you might even get benefits to this, like pluses to shooting attacks or something. Some really cool shit. They might even modify it from what they've already made it.
Yeah.
Because they came out with the dial for the... What was the name of the starter set?
Blight War.
Blight War. Yeah, they came out with a dial for Blight War. So if you got the starter set, you got the cool
And
dial.
that determines how Nurgle's blooming each
Yeah,
turn.
yeah. So each turn you turn the dial, and that tells you how the bloom's manifesting this turn. So they might have even changed it for the book, but they might have kept it so that you have to get the Blight War box to get the dial. But yeah, so it's better know a unit. We know a little bit about him, and we'll know a little bit more as more stuff comes out. So you learned about his spell that he's got, and you learned about this little do-jobby here. So we're gonna move to Underworld's overview. Now, this book might have some portents of its own. Now, if you see here, it says Underworld's Shadespire, and it says an elven prince enters Shadespire to find the secrets of eternal life. So we've got clearly, like, I can see what looks like a wanderer elf, because there is like antlers on this dude here.
If I'm not mistaken, that is a Wanderer Prince.
Yeah, and he is going into Shadespire to find something. So maybe we have an elf team on the way, a wood elf team with. Oh man, I'll happy with that. I really want a Slavenith team, but I might not get that at first. I might have to get a wood elf team.
Yeah.
But what would be the thing that would accompany the wood elf prince into the
3 basic infantry.
Like infantry,
What are the infantry?
Well, I believe there's 2 kinds, because there's those spear guys.
There's the Glade Guard. And
Yeah,
the
Glade
Eternal
Guard. The Glade Guard are what most people use, and the Internal Guard are like the spear guys.
But they're weird double spears. They
Yeah.
have a blade at both ends, so you can. They could. The second rank would always attack through, use it as a spear. The front rank would use it as 2 hand weapons.
Oh, that's cool. That would be nice.
I think Eternal Guard would be cool. Imagine 3 of them going through to find the secret to eternal life. So,
Well, It's not that kind of
It could
Eternal
be.
Guard.
But yeah, that'd be a little slightly thematic, you know.
And that'd be a neat little effect.
Or
to be able
maybe
to
they
attack
mix
two.
elves. Maybe the Autumn Prince takes in Sea Guard.
I could see that. Autumn is a nice, like, it's an in-between seasons kind of thing, in between the bright of summer and the dark of
Or
winter.
maybe we get one of each of their battle line. Maybe we just get the Autumn Prince, who's a badass, and one each of the Eternal Guard and one of the Glade Guard, because they have the spears.
That'd
or
be
the
cool.
they have
That
the
would be-
arrows.
That would be cool.
You know.
I could dig it.
Or maybe a sister.
Wildwood Rangers.
That could be a
The
thing
freaking
too.
weird axe things.
And if they're on an objective, do you think maybe some of their abilities would be like if they're on an objective, they get a benefit?
Oh, I
maybe,
think their
they
objective-
can go on guard if they're on an objective or something.
It's going to be a lot of stuff like especially holding objectives, but holding objectives in enemy territory, I think, more than anything
Yeah.
else. Because, operating off, they wander. The, freaking,
Yeah,
they
wouldn't
walk
necessarily
around.
stay on there. Yeah,
Um,
they wouldn't necessarily.
a
stay
lot
on
of
there or
not
something.
don't be in the same square that you started the action phase in, or stuff like that. Just because, like in Silver Tower, the Wanderer Prince got a glory. Sorry, 2 glory every time you opened a door.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
That makes sense. So yeah, exploring for the Wanderer Prince. Yeah. All right. So this has some cool.
It has promise.
Yeah, it has promise.
Hell, you might even
I'm
have
really
a tavern
hoping.
party in there with them, like a dwarf and a human and a.
Now I listened to the first audio drama they did for Shadespire, and it's about the Farstrider going into Shadespire, and he sees Garrick's Reavers, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm here to like kill Garrick's Reavers," and I believe, he sees the orcs there, but I believe that's it. I believe they end up fighting the orcs at some point, and then realizing, oh, we're fucked, we're trapped here. So this would be cool to hear some more lore about it. Maybe, especially that it has to be. I have to think this is going to be a portent for a future elf team for Shadespire. All right. And that will move us on to our last segment. So, we are at our final segment, 20 Quest Doors. This is a segment where we take, because there are endless amounts of pictures of Stormcast on the internet fighting things. So, we have scoured the internet and found one of the rare pictures of Stormcast fighting something maybe not so readily available. And you guys each have 10 Quest Doors apiece to figure out who Stormcast are fighting now. So, starting with you this week, what's the first Quest Door?
Is it immortal?
Immortal? Yes, immortal.
Amortal.
Immortal. Yes.
Is it amoral?
Yes.
Oh,
It's got its own morals, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, amoral is bad morals, so.
Yeah, without consequence of others' morals.
All right. Okay.
Ruthless.
Yeah.
Alright.
You
Without
derive your
Ruth-
morals from
Does he
yourself.
have Ruth?
No, he does not have Ruth.
All right. All right.
He is
all right.
ruthless.
Okay.
There is no Ruth in this. Mortal.
Is he old? Well,
Yeah. He's old. I'd say he's old.
Is he he?
It's a he, yes. I have referred to it a couple times as a he. I'll zoom in a little bit. Alright, so we can see what looks like a prosecutor up there. And we've got could be a dildo. Could be a hammer handle.
It's probably there.
Probably a hammer handle. But
but
it could be a dildo.
hey, it could
Yeah, it could be. I had to put that out there. Because they could be fighting with dildos.
be. You've seen the picture. Is he fighting with the dildo?
He is not fighting with a dildo.
Ah.
Okay, so it's not a dildo. Alright.
Is he a
Almost went too far. Okay, so you see who he's fighting a liberator there.
Is he a monster?
Some might say this mortal is a monster, but he is not technically a monster.
Okay.
Is he a worshiper of chaos?
No. Not a worshiper of chaos. Click. One click at a time. So we see prosecutors, we see what could be a liberator here.
Lightning.
Lightning. That could be a clue. It was a clue once.
It was.
Is this an invisible guy?
Is he famous from books?
Is he... This isn't is he books. Okay.
No,
is he famous from books?
books?
Possibly one day in the future, but not now, no.
Okay. Is he famous from movies?
Yes, he is famous from movies.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Famous from movies.
So, a ruthless mortal man,
That some may call a monster.
but he is famous from movies.
Famous from movies.
Not books.
Not books. Although one day there might be.
Although one day, yeah. History is
Are we halfway through our quest doors?
We are.
Okay, so we've got 5 more quest doors apiece.
Is he Vigo the Carpathian?
That's good. That's good, but no, he is not. Vigo the Carpathian. No, so that's the last click I can give you. What we see is there is some...
That he's fighting.
Yeah, there is some clue there. What looks like possibly a pauldron.
Vigo the Carpathian.
Maybe a helmet.
Is he white?
Is he white? Yes.
Okay.
He is white. Yeah. I believe they're
And
called.
he's old.
He's old.
I think I know who it is.
Alright. Josiah gets his quest door first.
Is he...
Viggo Mortensen? No.
No. Is he... Hidalgo?
That's Viggo Mortensen. You picked 2 Vigos and they haven't been either Vigo.
So it's neither Vigo.
It's neither Vigo.
Is he Larry David?
Larry David. Ooh. That's probably the best guess we've had so far, but no. Not Larry David. Some may call him a monster. So,
Some may call him a monster.
yeah, I agree with everything he has to say. But some may call him a monster. I think everybody else is the unreasonable.
Is he Hugo Weaving?
Hugo Weaving. He is not Hugo Weaving.
Someone called him a monster. Who is it?
Who is it?
Yes or no question. Right there.
Is... I'm gonna need more. Is he an actor?
No, he's not an actor.
Okay.
Famous for movies, but not an actor. Some may call him a monster. He's immortal. He is amoral.
Is it George Lucas?
No, he's not George Lucas. These are all great guesses. These are all great, fantastic guesses.
Is it Steven Spielberg?
Ooh, another good guess, but no, more monsters.
More monsters after Indiana Jones. More monsters.
Yeah, more monsters than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Yep. More
What
monsters
number are
than
we at?
Shia
We're
LaBeouf is
on
the son of
9.
Indiana Jones.
9.
So you've each got 1 quest door apiece.
Is it J? No. He's not an actor, so it's not him. Is it?
Well, Darian's got his last score first.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Is it? Oh, no, because he's not an actor. Damn it. Mel Gibson.
No, it's not Mel Gibson.
Is it
You just asked.
Nicolas Cage?
It's
Is it
not
Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage, no.
He's an actor.
Yeah, they're both actors. Yeah.
Whatever. That's my bad.
People might not consider Nicolas Cage an actor, but he is an actor, technically, on IMDb.
All right.
That's not what I meant, Mr. Cage.
Male.
Review it.
Male. Consider a monster.
Amoral.
Amoral.
Immortal.
Immortal.
Yes.
Is it Barbara Streisand?
No, it's not a man. All right. So, Stormcast this week are fighting true evil. That we can all, I think, sleep a little better at night knowing that they are defeating Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein. Yep. He's about to smite him down with the holy power of Sigmar. So we can all sleep a little better tonight.
You're surprised there's not some Sylvaneth there too after pissing in that ficus.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacking on that
Or
ficus.
jacking on that ficus. You know, all of Sylvaneth everywhere hate him now.
Oh, yeah.
For jacking on that ficus. You tried to mate men with tree?
What kind of pervert are you?
Fiend.
You playing God. Alright. So that brings us to the end this week. Josiah, what's best in life?
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women.
You damn right.